I'm going to have to stop you there because I don't want to take up all the time. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'm going to move across to Monica Green, who's from the Partners Group. So their article, different topic, people, certainty, the best perk you can offer your team right now. So I chose this because it seems to me the Partners Group share insight and offer practical advice that can help all of us. We've all got people at the heart of our business. So you're talking about combination of Brexit, pandemic, talks of recession, and feelings of doubt and anxiety for lots of employees. And it can be difficult for employers to address the issues if they haven't got all the answers. So what advice would you give employers in a situation like this?
Yeah, we've had a really turbulent last 12 months, and in business there's always change, and I think the last 12 months has been more change than ever. And I think as business owners and business leaders, you never have all the answers, you never know what's always around the corner, but you know your own business and you kind of have a strategy or a direction in mind. You kind of understand how you're going to get yourself out of it to a certain extent. And I think the point of us, we're a PR and communications agency, is very much make sure that you communicate with your team, because as soon as they don't hear anything from you, they will start making up their own stories.
They fill the gaps, don't they? They fill the gaps,
they gossip, they talk amongst themselves, and they don't get the right answers. And the longer you wait to start sharing your plans, the more uncertain they will feel. And people don't operate well. People don't like change. People feel very unsettled. And even it's just a little, and often we admit we don't know the full plan yet, but these are the things we're thinking about. This is what we do know. We'll keep you updated as things stand. This is what's happening. This is what we need you to do. And then when things change, you say, right, things have changed now. This is what the new direction is, or this has impacted on our thinking. So therefore, we're going to maybe have to change things again. But people will appreciate that because they can plan themselves as well. I think people would like to know what might lay ahead, even if it's bad news. At least they're thinking, right, I might be made redundant. I might have to go on a 3-day week or something, and then they can budget their own, pay their own mortgage and things like that. So we would rather know than you spring on them at the last minute going, oh, I've just had a really good Christmas, spent all my money over Christmas. If I'd known, I would have had a more frugal Christmas.
So do you feel that people working from home inevitably adds to the kind of age of uncertainty because it's harder to communicate? Or do you think it just depends?
Yeah, it can be. I think we found it when everybody was working from home. It was great. You all jump on Teams or online. If you've got some in the office or some in the factory, some on the road, some at home, it's a more disparate workforce. So you have to find probably several communications channels that works for everybody, and ask for feedback. I mean, we've introduced with our clients, we've introduced internal newsletters, which they've never had before, and then got feedback on the content. Is it the right format? Is the frequency right? We've done WhatsApp groups. Just find the channels that work for you and make sure you don't exclude anybody. I think it's making sure that you're thinking about the different types of people. And if people are still working from home, again, remember that they're there. They might be somebody on maternity leave, that they should be included in communications as well, because they need to know how the business is performing and what their job might look like when they come back.
So you obviously do things pretty well in your organisation, but what if you're an employee working somewhere and they're not being given reassurance, nothing's helping them and they're really worried?
I think we ask for it. Again, I've heard of stories where people were put on furlough last year and were not contacted for 3 months. So their levels of anxiety must have been really high. And I would say if there's a HR department or your line manager or somebody can just speak to them, and it may be an oversight by the owners. They're sort of head down, fighting fires, doing their work, and they forget to look up and think about the team sometimes. So I think can you just give an update on where things are? I'm trying to plan for my future. What are the likelihood of this? And raise your concerns, and I'm sure sort of the business leaders will actually go, oh, right, yeah, we should have actually told you this. This is our plan. We'll have an announcement next week. And again, get a bit creative about it. Maybe do a little video that you can share around the team, or take people outside. I mean, we've just done a bit of a volunteering session this morning at a local park, and people who are still on flexible furlough came back in for that, and it's just a nice chat with the team to sort of see how they are and just think about people's mental health as well, how they cope.
That's a really nice idea. I know people have been doing kind of like the online little events, and maybe they're having like a wine tasting or something, but that seems like a great idea, getting together outside, doing something that volunteering that's helping other people.